I'm Gamalier over here at Dan O'Brien Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Today we're going to be showing you guys a 2020 Gladiator Overland. A lot of people don't associate a Jeep with technology, but I'm going to show you why they're wrong. So the first thing I want to talk about is this beautiful 8.4-inch screen with the new Uconnect 4. That's the first Uconnect system that offers Android and Apple CarPlay in any Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. And from this screen, you can go through all your different prompts like your media, your climate, the controls, apps, the navigation, and the phone. And from this screen, you'll also be able to access the off-road pages on the Jeep. So this will be able to show you your accessory gauges. It'll be able to show you the pitch and roll of the vehicle itself and the drivetrain and what position the steering wheel is at that very moment. And when you put the vehicle into reverse, it brings up the backup camera. And what's really cool is when you turn the wheel of the backup camera, it adapts to the positioning of the vehicle and where it'll end up. The next thing I want to talk about is the media port. You'll be able to plug in your USB or your charger or even your aux cord so you can listen to music throughout the Jeep. So the next part I want to talk about is these 4 auxiliary switches that are already built into the Gladiator for you. And these are for any light bars that you want to put in the vehicle, any winches that you want to put on, so you don't have to do any adding to the vehicle whatsoever. And the next part I want to talk about here is the off-road cruise control. So if you're cruising through the forest or any kind of off-roading that you're doing and you don't want to have to be worrying about hitting the gas and the brakes, you can set the off-road cruise control, but that only works up to 5 miles per hour, and you have to put the vehicle in 4-wheel drive. Another thing I want to talk about is the premium Alpine stereo system that you get in the Gladiator model that's available. It's one of the best sound systems out there. And you also have a garage door link here for up to 3 garage doors. And the Jeep itself already comes built in with an SOS button that you can press if you're ever off-roading or you're in an emergency and you need some help. So first things first, about the Overland, a lot of Jeeps really have that stigma behind them that they have a lot of road noise or they drive rough because they're really rugged. At first glance, you might think so, considering it's also a truck, but when you're driving, it's actually pretty smooth. It handles nicely. As you can hear, there's really no road noise whatsoever. The wind noise in the vehicle is going to be a little more once you have the tops off of the vehicle, but it's honestly not bad. Especially if you're going for that convertible feeling. Anyone who's ever had a convertible is probably pretty used to having that wind. Now, it's not really a sports car, but it drives pretty smooth for a truck, Jeep, crossover. So right now we're driving on a blacktop right now, 2-lane road. So it's pretty smooth, but these vehicles were made for any kind of terrain that you get yourself into. Off-road, mud, sand, snow, dirt. Anything that you can pretty much think of. It's got different drive modes, so you can be in the 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, 4 low, 4 high, whatever you need to get yourself out of any situation or be on any terrain whatsoever. This is definitely the Jeep for that. So given the size of the vehicle, you wouldn't really think the pickup is too good, but when you give it a little bit of power, you can kind of hear and feel the power and torque in the vehicle. It's got 285 horsepower and 260 pounds of torque to get you really to whatever speed you're trying to be at. And you still get really good economy in the vehicle itself. You got 17 miles per gallon in the city and 22 on the highway with an average of 19. So the 2020 Gladiator comes with a autonomous start and stop feature, which was put in to kind of give you a better fuel economy in the vehicle. So when you come to a complete stop, the vehicle will shut itself off, and as soon as you take your foot off the brake, the vehicle will start itself back up again to kind of save you that extra bit of gas. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. So I know you guys couldn't feel it, but the vehicle just shut off. So when I take my foot off the brake, it'll start right back up. Again, I'm Gamalier over here at Dan O'Brien Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram over at 175 Pelham Street. This is the 2020 Gladiator Overland, so come down and see if we can get you in one today. Ask for me, and next time you'll be the one in the driver's seat.